well. Had this absolute belting linear this morning, taken from right in the edge, only a few feet from the bank, on the new Syndicate Lake. It's my second fish now. Absolutely made up. The tactics are all starting to come into play. So we're going to slip this one back and run through the successful rig and tactics used. We've just seen me slip that beautiful linear back, so I thought we'd take the time now to actually run through the approach and the rig and stuff that we've been using and finding a bit of success with on the last few trips. The lake here is really weedy at the moment. There's lilies and weed absolutely everywhere, and it means that a lot of the areas that are normally fishable are actually unfishable at the moment, or at least I think they're unfishable safely. So rather than try and sort of fight against it, as it were, I've decided to fish right in the edge, and I'm talking 2 or 3 foot from the bank, baiting some of the little gravel spots next to overhangs and little features that I'm finding. And over the course of the last probably 6 or 7 weeks now, I've been baiting certain spots around the lake really regularly, and those spots now are being visited, cleaned almost every single time I'm putting bait on them. I've started fishing, and as you've just seen by that belter, what a way to start on one of those pre-baited spots. So running through the rig itself, when you're fishing in the edge, obviously one of the main things that's really important is keeping everything pinned down. So attached to my braided main line, something else worth noting, that on here where it is so weedy, one of the rules is actually to use braided main line, and I found that really helps when you do hook a fish. We then come down, and I'm fishing anywhere between 3 and 4 foot of the 35-pound Camflex heavy lead core. And what I've also done is added blobs of critical mass putty at foot intervals along the lead core. Now the lead core, that pins it down anyway. The reason for the putty is so that when I'm lowering the rig in by hand, I can actually place the lead core leader in an arc around the spot, because those lumps of putty are heavy, they're sinking down. I can then let one sink to the bottom, then move the lead core slightly round, the other one sinks to the bottom, and I end up so that the leader isn't anywhere near the baited spot and the fish can come in and feed with confidence. The lead approach I've set up using a conventional lead clip. This is the covert see-through green range, just to help blend in with the bottom and the environment that we're fishing on at this lake. And I've gone for a really big lead. This is an 8-ounce gripper lead, and the reason I've gone for that is just to help that hooking potential. I'm fishing really close in, I'm using a fairly short hook link, so as soon as that fish tightens the hook link and moves away, the weight of that lead is really going to drive that super sharp hook into the fish's mouth. Following on, we've got a quick lock swivel, just so I can change the rig on and off nice and easily. We've then also got just a see-through green anti-tangle sleeve that's been cut down to stop the rig from coming off of that quick lock swivel. And the rig itself, it's around about 4 or 5 inches of the Trickster Heavy in 25-pound in black silt. Again, that's the one that I found matched up best with the bottom on those little spots that I'm fishing. I've got a small blob of the critical mass just in the middle, again trying to keep everything pinned down out of harm's way. The fish that I've been watching feed, they're coming in, they're really aggressively feeding, waving their pecks around. The last thing I want is for that rig to lift up, a fish to catch hold of it and spook off. The hook bait you'll see is it's an 18mm caviar and cranberry that I've chopped in half, and I'm fishing it back to back. And the hook itself is one of the super sharp size 6 covert dark muggers. I've got a small bit of the silicone tubing just trapping the hair in place, and then you'll see that I've got a liner, just one of the pre-formed ones, the hooker liners that we do, and that just really helps that hook to flip and turn aggressively. And the hook holes that I have had so far fishing here have been nailed bang in the bottom lip and round to the bend. They've been really well hooked. So just using a combination of those things together and thinking about how you're approaching certain situations, you know, fishing in the edge, this is definitely the best way to go. A short rig, a big lead, and even the bait being chopped in half, it's adding to that element of mystery, and it's not a round out the packet boilie that most people are going to fish with. And I think the fish are feeding in with confidence now on the spot, so we're going to keep trickling the bait in over the next few weeks, and hopefully there'll be a few more fish to show you along the way. Well, join me back down at the Syndicate Lake. Managed to get out angling last night for the first time after quite a few trips of baiting up those spots right in the margins. Dropped onto one of them after seeing a few fish in the area last night. And yeah, first light this morning, it's rattled off, resulting in this absolutely beautiful, gorgeous dark mirror, just over 20 pounds. I'm really happy with this one. All that hard work, walking around, baiting those spots, driving up to the lake, it's paying off, and it's such exciting fishing when you're only fishing literally feet from the bank and sleeping probably only another 6 foot further away from the rod than that. So yeah, exciting stuff made up, and hopefully a few more to come along the journey. Have a